Welcome to Yes Bitch TV, Honey Yes God. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you already haven't done so. Also, by hitting the notification bell, that ass will be updated each and every time I'm uploading something new. Before I get into my Chasing Dallas Season 2, Episode 9 review, I can't go any further without expressing my gratitude, my love, my thank you, thank you, thank yous, honey, to, what I'm calling my YouTube Judies. Okay? Special shout out to Really BTV. Girl, you're everything. I do appreciate you. We met doing this. And it's been a while now. Same with Ebby Reviews, girl. Love you, honey. Always coming through. And, the love is always real, and I appreciate it. El Teddy 27, bitch, you crazy as fuck, but you are everything, and I do appreciate it. I know I've been saying everything, but that's the only way I can describe, this particular, round table of people that I've met. They're everything. They're everything. And giving you the real tea, you walk this life thinking that you don't ever really share the same energy with people, but these people, we really share. Although this show has brought us together, I feel like I've made some real good Judies, and I really appreciate it. Mr. Still Standing, Scotty, yes God, Cats Meow, yes God. I mean, these are people that I've watched, you know what I'm saying? And I did watch because they pop up in my suggestions, because we actually, kind of review the same things when it comes to shows or, reality TV and things of that nature. I don't do that so much now anymore, but, I still talk about, hot topics and entertainment and shit. But, they say when two or more gather, honey, the Lord is with them. Amen. And the Lord has definitely showered blessings upon us. In addition to, just the blessing part, I'm blessed because I really do feel like I found like-minded individuals. Again, you walk this life thinking that you're the only one that has a perspective this way. You kind of think that you're crazy a little bit, but until you find people who you share, commonalities with, hey, I'm with that shit. And it's been nothing but real love. Everything's happening organically and naturally. Nothing is forced. And, I think that's what makes it even better. So again, to everyone who has come through on the panel, I appreciate all of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Special thank you as well to all of the cast who has came through so far. We've interviewed almost everyone so far. And make sure you're staying tuned tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 7 p.m. Central Time, honey, because me and the crew will be interviewing executive producer Reese G. Go to my Instagram at YesBitchTV. I made a video flyer. Go ahead, honey, and also make sure you come to the channel. That way you can also engage, honey. Yes, God. But definitely special thanks to all of the cast. All of you have been lovely. It's been wonderful getting to know you and just hearing your perspectives and your thoughts on the show. Because again, I don't think we ever get an opportunity to get to see the real you, or to even hear your sides when controversy, or not just even controversy, anything positive as well is going on in your lives, or while the show is going on. So we appreciate it, and we, it's just, this has been an amazing season so far, and my takeaway is I've developed some pretty good relationships, and I'm living for that, and it's genuine and it's real, and I love every fucking minute of it. Okay, girl, I need to get that every out of my goddamn vocabulary. Also, to the chat members, the people that have been coming through and engaging in the channel, engaging in the lives, I appreciate you guys. The disrespectful motherfuckers, though, I'm going to let you know from now on, when I'm conducting a live, you will be read for filth and then you will be blocked. I'm going to let you know that. We have these people come on here. We're not here to give our opinions or to push our beliefs on anyone. We're here to give the floor, bitch. We are giving the floor to the guests to speak their truths. Okay, so if you have a question, hello God, if you have a question and it's conducive to the conversation that we're having, then guess what, bitch, it will be accepted in thine sight. But if you come on with that fuck shit and fuckery and that bullshit, guess what's gonna happen? You will be laid the fuck out on the cross. Yes, God, there's no raising in 3 days, because you will be blocked, bitch, which means you will be dead. We will be calling George to conduct your king. Actually, you don't even deserve to be king, bitch. You'll just be buried with no marker, okay? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. But to all the positive bitches out there, I appreciate y'all coming through and handling it. Okay, so let's get into the motherfucking review, shall we? Yes, God, honey. So let's get right into this shit. All right. So at this point, I have to believe that this season has been dedicated to none other than Reese G herself. I mean, like, when I look back at the season so far, up until this point from episode 9, I have no choice but to think that it's no longer chasing Dallas, it's chasing Reese G. Because I thought about it, he's in every single scene, damn near. And this episode was definitely the Reese show. And, let me tell you something. I don't have a problem with you highlighting yourself. I really don't, because you are part cast member and part executive. Shawnee O'Neal does it. She highlights what she has going on while she's being executive producer. I have no problem with that, boo. But the problem that I have is when you have all these other cast members that we've yet to really see anything from. Or even the ones like Dior, for instance. Mind you, when we sat down with Dior, if you haven't seen that interview, please go to my channel. It's on there, honey. It was a wonderful interview. Dior said he's working every day of the week. He's actually, submitted some requests to be filmed while he is in his process. And again, that's what the show is about. So I'm thinking, when we gave Oliver his own episode, and now you're giving yourself this episode, it's just like, you don't ever want anything to overshadow the premise, the original premise of the show, which is having these young black gay guys or anybody who part of the spectrum, honey, yes, God, the show respect. Everyone is part of the spectrum or however they identify as, chasing their dreams. Okay? And, this is something that I repeat often throughout my reviews, and I even had an opportunity to say this to Receive last week after we were finished with the Trey Howard interview. Reese G came on, and I had an opportunity to say some of these things, and some of these things I may be reiterating this evening when we have this conversation, because I don't think that it's fair. And I come from the world of truth and justice, and where fairness should always be applied, especially when it comes down. You already have the clout that you need at this point. You know what I'm saying? And again, it would be good to actually see Dior in his element, not just, giving out freebies to chicks who've been scammed by the girls. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, and that really, even with the T.S. Madison, there was no real full process of seeing exactly what Dior does. Or, but let me just stay off of that, because we have other things to address. And I'll just save most of my questions for this evening. Because we like to try to combat the fact that, you're not biased, but when the focus is on you and on other cast members, Ariel O'Hara, for instance, King Kane, for instance, they're getting a lot of shine this season. And I have no problem with that. But I ask myself, is it because your relationship with them is good? Because as we get into the scene that opens this episode, which is the entail of the previous one, the girls are, chilling at this cafe, honey, and it's Ariel O'Hara, it's King Kane, it's and Reese G. And basically Reese G is just, filling the girls in, the aftermath of the fight. We no longer give a fuck about the fight. Me and the crew have all talked about this on live and in backstage. The fight is now null and void. We're just gonna act like Trey Wac doesn't have to take responsibility for his actions, and it's possibly due to the fact that the little rumor that's going around, allegedly, Reese and Trey Wac are, child, we don't know. But that's another thing we will be clearing up this evening, okay? If anything, and my personal belief is this, there may be some like there. I don't know if they've ever done anything, but there may be some light there. And we see, and again, we see it. Okay, so we up there talking, child. The girls, Reese's telling them about the recordings, and apparently, I guess Trey Howard was the one who started that, about saying that, you know, the only reason it is how it is because Trey Womack and Reese G are, you know, doing the who, honey. Girl, the scandals, honey. I tell you, this season. Let me tell you, this season has only been entertaining because the scandals and the mysterious fuckery. And thank God for y'all coming on the interviews, because some of the stuff, you know, we would, if we didn't have y'all come on, girl, child, we would be lost in the motherfucking wind. We would need a recap of season 2. Period. We would need y'all to probably reshoot season 2. Don't come out with no season 3. So thank God for the interviews, because y'all are definitely providing clarity on a lot of the things that we're missing. Okay. Anyway, in this conversation, you know, I really get lost in the sauce a little bit, but basically they're talking about the cast trip to New Orleans, honey. Apparently, Ariel O'Hare decides to say, girl, I'm not going because they killing the girls like me down there. And although I understand that way of thinking, because as a gay man, I think about where I'm about to go to. And sometimes I'll do a little research to see, are they friendly to the girls? Because, bitch, I don't have time for that. I don't go nowhere where I don't feel like I'm wanted, or I feel like people are going to be mean mugging me. That's why I'm scared to go to Jamaica. That's why I'm scared to travel to Africa. Well, now with Miss Corona, you know, scaring the girls into isolation, honey, I guess, you know, ain't nobody going no motherfucking where. Shit. So, but yeah, I'm scared to go to certain places like Russia. You know, this being gay and being homosexual is outlawed in a lot of different countries, and they will hang your ass. They will beat you, bitch. Fuck that. I ain't got time for that, girl. I love my life. Anyway, so I get that way of thinking, but let's be honest here, Ariel girl. One of the main reasons you don't want to go is because Dior and the kids are not going. And per what we heard about, you know, going places, the girls don't like to travel individually. They like to travel in their cliques, which I totally get, because coming up in this lifestyle, you have a lot of people in this. Again, don't group everyone together, but at the end of the day, most of us can share the experience of, girl, don't go by yourself, because some shit might pop off, and you know these gays will turn on you like a motherfucker. So, bitch, you better go with your motherfucking people, bitch, because y'all might have to whip a motherfucker's ass, honey. Okay, we say we won't talk about the fight no more. Bitch. Merry Christmas, honey. Anyway, but yeah, so I totally get that, but we all know the reason you're not going is because you and I'm not going. I know you're trying to keep up a cute face for, you know, for Reese. I get it, girl, but just be real about it and just say, girl, you know, I can't go, honey, because the girls ain't going. I need to feel like, you know, and y'all will be going to the tourist spots. That's another reason why I'm like, girl, come on. In New Orleans, during Mardi Gras or whenever, I'm quite sure there have been plenty of the girls doing that. But paying respect to Miss China Black, may she rest in peace. Unfortunately, you know, that's one of the reasons Ariel said she don't want to go, was because that was one of her sisters in the tea, honey. And, you know, she was just shopping and the boys took her life just for being her. And that's believable, because that is exactly what we are hearing in recent times, but this has been going on forever. It's just now getting notoriety, because I hate to say this, but being part of the LGBTQI plus community is popular right now. Whether it's in negative controversy or positive conversation throughout, girl, talk about the gays if you want to. You know, people are gonna get down your motherfucking ass, bitch. We almost had a gay candidate, honey, to be our Democratic. Okay, the gays have power. So, you know, I get that some people are just appropriating our culture. But girl, anyway, so, but the trans girls are losing their lives for just living their life. You know, I get her anger, child. I get the frustration, but let's not act like that's not the reason you really going, girl. It's okay, girl. It's okay. I still love you though. Okay. I took a little notes, y'all. So let me get back into it. Then we hear Reese G bring up Antonio. And we get a clip of a conversation and some text messages Honestly, I was lost in the sauce. I watched the episode twice and just trying to have some understanding, but there really is no clear context to what is going on in these conversations. So that will be something that I probably ask tonight as well. Um, because if it seemed as if y'all were alluding to some facts, but then you kind of like pulled it back a little bit. Um, which makes me wonder, was it edited that way? Maybe the tea was told in the original shoot, but then y'all looked at it back like, no, girl, we got to cut some of that out. I don't know, but it's questionable behavior if you ask me. Um, Child, we got to get into the rest of this Antonio situation. And King Kane, I don't know at this point in the show. Again, I'm judging from what I'm seeing in the show. I don't know how you are at this point, but when you give After Effect sound bites like that bitch is on it, it can come off as like you're grouped up with, the negative back talk. You know what I'm saying? Whether you like the girl or not, it's just sometimes it's better to just stay a little reserved on how other people treat other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need to get all into that. You do what you want to do. It's your lifestyle. You live it. But just coming from, experience, honey, as God, it's just not. I don't feed into other people's negativity when they talking about other people. It's just that to me, it serves no real purpose. Now, unless you and that bitch got a real beef, then I understand you chiming in. But if you don't really have a beef, which I don't think you guys do, especially at this point in the show that we're all seeing, if you do have a beef, then I understand. But if you don't have a dog in the race, then girl, there's no need to chime in. It just no, 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 no. And one of the things that I think we shouldn't do is continue to talk about people. Um, you say Antonio is like kind of dead to y'all, right? So why breathe life into supposed dead bitches? And you done brought the person back to life in this episode. So now we all want to know the tea, and that's gonna run Antonio's name in. Okay, he doesn't have a green screen. We've already discussed that in many, many conversations. Um, and I just don't get. I just don't get why the child can't be there to defend himself. That's all That's all that I'm asking, and I think a lot of the viewers are asking. Anyway, let's move on from that. Child, let me tell y'all something real quick. The Fagadelics. I'm gonna repeat that again. King Kane, okay. King Kane, we're seeing him being highlighted yet again, which again, the girls are working. I'm for it. I'm for it. But let's not, I don't know if there's bias here. Okay? We already discussed that in the beginning. Let's not jump on that again. Anyway, the girls are working. That's what matters here, right? Okay. King Kane is in his element. He is styling for this openly gay rap group called the Fagadelics. So you're telling me that in 2020, we're just going to play around with the word faggot, right? We're going to call ourselves Fagadelics. Girl, I kind of wish that this was the last scene in the episode. That way I could just click off this damn video, bitch. Just click. Fagadelics. All right, child, y'all just push the movement way the fuck back. I don't know if you're just trying to create shock and awe and y'all are just those weirdo type of motherfuckers. I'm not hating on nothing. King Kane did his motherfucking thing. I'm talking about the group naming their group Faga motherfucking Delics, bitch. I had to rewind that because I was like, bitch, did I hear that? Fagadelics. So the girls just out here marching for okay. Anyway, girl. Anyway. But King Kane is in his element. He's doing his thing, and He's talking about doing artist development and just being more creative when it comes to styling the girls. And I'm here for it. Expand your palette, honey. I'm here for it. We talked about that in another review that I did. Expand yourself. We are here for expansion, honey. Hashtag expansion, honey. Imani Vanzant appears, honey, for this was less than 2 minutes. I wonder what happened there. And weren't we supposed to get something else? I don't know. Was that the unseen footage episode or was that the episode 9? I'd like to know that because on Instagram, Imani Vanzant was like, "Oh, we have this," and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, Imani Vanzant, I love you down, honey. I love you down, and I'm definitely a fan. But I have to sit here and say that for the first time, I'd have to disagree with you on this because we cannot absolve Trey Wac for what the fuck he did. We're not going to do that. We've already talked about this. We don't want to discuss the fight anymore. But since we're talking about this particular situation and the decision that Imani Vanzant, yes, God helping the girls fix their shit, honey, we can't do that. We can't do that. And I understood what Reese said a little bit is like, who is at fault here? And does Kane deserve an apology for what happened? Of course, Kane deserves a motherfucking apology. He's owed an apology by everyone, including production. And if we're going to blame it on CJ, definitely CJ needs to be busting down with roses. Yes, God, he needs to be giving King Kane roses, bitch. Okay, no thorns. Thank you so much. No thorns, please, because that's what we're used to with a bitch like CJ. No, God, we're not going to do that. Yes, he deserves an apology from everyone who had a part in anything. Okay? So, yes, King Kane is owed a motherfucking apology. You come to my shit and fuck around. I don't care if you're in the parking lot or not. You're still a representation of what the fuck I had going on here. Whether you're on your way home or not, you still started some shit while in the presence of my motherfucking event. Anyway, we're not going to go there. We're not going to go there. We're helping the girls fix their shit, remember? But Imani Vanzant, I do have to say that I do disagree with you that I don't think that Dior, if anything, after having that conversation with Dior, and of course, this was pre-recorded before that interview, but I believe Dior. He wasn't trying to do any fucking thing. Anyway, let's move on from that. Fagadelics. I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered, girl. I can't be bothered. It sounds like a jacked identity, or some hate group, a militia. Yes, God, honey. Anyway, girl. We are. Tell me why the scene with Trey Wac when he was meeting up with his mentor / friend, country hood ass nigga, because that's what he was. That was a country ass nigga, and he was cute too. But he's straight, y'all. He's straight, so we ain't gonna disrespect that man. Because I believe what he said about shooting motherfuckers up. I believe it. He sound like he out there shooting ducks right now as we speak. Shit. But I didn't see the need for this scene unless we were going to be previewed to you doing some motherfucking work, bitch. I wish I knew how to do the crickets sound, because that's what I got from this episode. Crickets, bitch. Jiminy Cricket, girl, I can't. And Trey Wac, the thing about it is, though, I still want to like you. I actually would love you to come on and talk your motherfucking shit. That's really what I want to do. I'm going to reach out to you through Instagram, and hopefully you accept. Because we're almost done interviewing the whole cast. We haven't interviewed you, and we haven't interviewed Rock yet. I don't even think Rock would want to interview with us. I don't know. I would love to have y'all on. You're a part of the show. Trust me, we're not gonna, serve you. But hopefully you serve us, because this scene wasn't serving shit. All we were doing was revisiting old news. Again, I understand as you're shooting this and filming this at that time, this is still fresh tea for y'all. So that's why I'm not going to go in too hard on that. We see that Trey Wac also has a new piece. No. I understand it's probably insecurity for you, but you look good, ball baby. You look good. You're cute. All my reviews, I haven't mentioned anything about your looks because you're beautiful. You look good. A little unproportionate. I told you to get on a leg day, honey, but you're cute and you're business minded and you have a lot of things that you could probably do. But we're not seeing it on the show, honey. I just need to see more. That's all I'm saying. And you had the nerve. I put it in my notes and I highlighted it. Child, the girl. She no, she didn't. She came out here first. She was acting like straight Trey. She was acting like Trey when she was with her friend. I'm not gonna dig too much into that because sometimes when I'm around my straight homeboys, like I don't like to give off that gay energy around them like that. Even though they know the tea already, and I'm not, I'm secure in who I am, but like, it's just easier when you can put on a little man. So I definitely get that. But when you had the nerve to jump your ass on here and say these words, and I'm gonna do a charm spell. Say these words, hear my cry, spirit from the other side, because it was like you was calling to your future spirit that was a real tattoo artist out of the Black Ink crew. So you think you Ryan Henry now, but you took. Again, a wasted scene that we actually this whole episode I felt like could, well, no, because Kane was working, and again I love to see people working. That's what I love to see. That's why we're here. Moving on, because I don't want this to be too long, although it's already long as fuck. And I do appreciate you guys sticking with me, but I'm just getting off work and my thoughts are scattered. But we're coming to an end. Yeah, Trey Wac had the nerve to jump on there and say, girl, I'm not the best tattoo artist. And I was like, so not only are you going to discredit yourself, they said all the devil had to do was make people believe in him. So as long as you got to believe in yourself, boo, before you can ask anybody to believe in you. So if you're not confident about your shit, what makes me, as a client or a potential client, what makes me think, and I knew it had to be something because real artists produce, what do they call it? Fuck. A history of your work. A book of your work. Every artist, I don't care if you're a drawer, if you're a tattoo artist, every person of the artistic mind frame has proof of their motherfucking work. And you don't have any. Anyway, they in that conversation talking about, I guess dirty trade or who Imani Vanzant had me rolling with that dirty trade from Jack. I guess his name is Jarrell. They're all friends. Dior and them are all friends. And one thing I definitely will say about this scene that I live for is that the fact you have a straight hood country ass motherfucking nigga who is friends with all these gay motherfuckers. That is the kind of acceptance I'm looking for. That's the kind of shit that I like when you're comfortable in yourself to have all these gay friends. I love it. I love when straight men can be that comfortable in themselves. So that was the only real reason I enjoyed this scene, because that's what it was serving me. Anyway, Reese G and George link up. Reese G wants to get to know George better. They go to this radio show. Reese G's promoting himself and what he got going on, and I'm here for it. Again, the girls are working, but again, I already talked about it in the beginning, so that's just how I feel about this whole thing. It's no offense to Reese, but it's just like, again, from the outside looking in, it's not a good look because you have other cast members that could be highlighted. Anyway, that really is it. George and Reese meet up after the conversation at the radio station, and they're talking about, is it the New Orleans trip? I forget, child. They just talking and, about the mess and who started the fight and all that shit. That's what it was. Everything was about that fight. Child, we over it. Anyway, y'all make sure y'all check the episode out. Make sure you're following and liking and subscribing to the channel, Honey Yes God. Also, make sure you're following the Chasing Reality brand. And again, thank you to everybody who's coming through with the panels. Make sure you guys are staying tuned tonight, honey, because we're about to serve, honey. Okay. Anything else? Actually, no. That's all I have for you guys. Be blessed, never stressed, and thank you for tuning in to Yes Bitch TV, honey. Yes, God.